So Karen, if I can ask you, you've mentioned before that travel was something that you really enjoyed prior to Kevin's stroke, and I'm just interested that if you were happy to share about how you managed to do that after Kevin's stroke, and how as a family you're able to do the things that you still enjoy.
Yes, well, it came about, Kevin was in Caulfield Hospital, completely bedridden, and some good friends of ours said, we should book a river cruise in Europe in a year's time and we'll take Kevin. And I thought, okay, Kevin, you've got to get up and walk in a year. So we did book it, and they said they'd support me, and we took Kevin. By this stage he could walk, and we had a river cruise, and it went really well. He actually did quite a lot of the things that were there, and what he couldn't do, he'd sit and watch the world go by. And after that we thought, this is really good, we're going to do more travel. So since then we've been about once a year finding somewhere to go and going on holiday. And Kevin's got a lot more able. When we first went, you know, showering and things were a problem, but we'd take non-slip mats and all that sort of thing. But now, you know, he's got a lot better at that, and his confidence has grown. The kids say, you've taken him on extreme rehab because I drag him everywhere.
That's great. And Kevin, how did you feel when you first embarked on a trip after the stroke?
Well, I was very pleased to be able to do it. I mean, it was a great way to get out and do something different. And certainly, as Karen said, over the years, I think I've been able to do more and more. And that's been fantastic for both of us.
Yeah, terrific. And I guess perhaps when you first went, there would have been some anxiety and fear about what you could and couldn't do, but it sounds like that's lessened over time as you've become a bit more confident.
Yeah, there's always some things I can't do, but they usually tell me what they think I can do and can't do, and we always listen to their advice.
We went to the Galapagos Islands, and we always go on a tour because we don't have to worry about too much.
Yep.
But we only met the tour director the night before, and then we had to go down and get on a little Zodiac to go out to the main boat that we're going to be on for 3 days. Anyway, the tour director sort of looked at Kevin and went, oh, this isn't going to work. And we were really looking forward to going to the Galapagos. Anyway, so he got in the boat and we went into the Zodiac, and then we got over to the main boat, and then he couldn't get out because everyone was getting in his way. I knew how to help him, but they wanted to help him. And then the tour director said, no, I don't think he can do any of the tours, because with Galapagos you go on a trip each morning and afternoon to see a different island, but you have to go in a Zodiac. So I went back to the room and said to Kevin, she's just said, and you can't argue with the tour directors, you know, they have to feel safe. I said, Kevin, she's given you one chance, because I said, no, he can do it. You know, don't worry about it. I said, don't muck about this afternoon. She's given you one chance to go out in the Zodiac and see how you handle it. So don't muck about, get in the boat. And he did. So after that, she let him go on and we had a lovely time. But the tour directors are good, because they will tell you if something's too hard for you. So in that case, then he doesn't do it. But
but also at the same time, you know, sometimes perhaps maybe people rule you out when it's not fair as well.
Oh, that's right. As they get to know Kevin, then they realise that he's pretty sensible, and he won't try and do something stupid, but he will try and do something that's possible.
And it sounds like, you know, just because you have some aspects of inability, if you like, it doesn't mean that you can't do certain things.
Not.
Exactly, yes.
No, we have found on all these trips too that the other, you know, patrons, members or whatever, they're always so helpful. You know, when they see Kevin trying to do something, they're very happy to help, you know.
And that's, you know, I think
nice.
maybe
make lots of friends,
and it's maybe a good point to ask for help as well, so to not be afraid to involve others, to not miss out.
Because when people first meet you, they don't know whether to come up and say, can I help you, or should I leave you alone? I think it's you have to welcome people in and say, it's okay, we don't bite. We're normal people, we like to, you know, have fun.